Well, bad connection has kicked me out of the Estuary meeting, so I figured I would just give my 2 cents about what was going on in the conversation so far, and post it later. I think that the narrative way of looking at life is definitely the thing that makes the most sense. It's really inescapable for people. When we communicate with each other, that's how we communicate. Even when we talk about abstract things, we still describe them in some sort of a narrative. We still have to deal with chronological frameworks when we explain facts and things. And so that is the right way to look at life, but the problems are we don't know what character we are, and we don't know what kind of narrative it is. And so the frame issue is the issue of trying to figure out what the narrative is. And we also have to deal with the fact that our tools for discovering who we are and what our story is are limited. And that's why we need to collaborate with others to figure it out. But as far as figuring out the story we're in, if we are too disheartened by the faults in our ability to perceive the frame that we look at things through, then we just become full of nihilism. Everything is meaningless or it's unknowable, and so it doesn't really matter. Of course, if we think that the story is like some kind of a hero's journey, and we think that we are the central character, then we can become narcissistic. And so I think the wisest thing to do is to assume we're not the central figure. And from a Christian standpoint, of course, we would say that Jesus is the central character in this story that we're a part of. But when we focus on the hero and realize that we are not the hero, we think that that brings us to the problem of what are we doing? What is my purpose? What makes my life meaningful? And I think that we ignore a lot of the necessity of the small details in these stories. Like, does the hero make his own shoes? Probably not. So somebody was in charge of that, and the story needs that person. The same thing. Who makes his meals? Who takes care of all the material stuff, the mundane things that create the setting for the hero to work in and be in? But another thing I think is to realize that although we see Jesus as a central character of the story within the Gospels, he also says that when anyone gives a cup of water to someone who's thirsty, they've done it unto me. And so Jesus is present not only as the hero, but as the people that the hero rescues, in a sense. And if we can assist in that, then we become the hero. And it's no less of a significant way. We become a hero to that person, but we're also becoming a hero by supporting the hero, because we're doing it not just to that person, but to Jesus. And so we help him to accomplish the goals and the tasks that he's trying to do. And I think that if we look at that and we use the right tools and we communicate with others to figure out what the right frame is and what our place is in that, it will bring meaning even to the mundane things of life. And I think that's what we need. Thank you.